Bo, and welcome to the Zula B. Wiley Public Library's Youth Storytellers session. I'm Toni Simmons, storyteller, children's author, and former library director. And I will be guiding you in storytelling tips and techniques and methods. Now, this session is geared for youth grades 3 and up, but all are welcome to join in. Whether you want to become a storyteller or a lawyer, these storytelling techniques will help you with creative and appreciative listening, with oral expression of ideas, and with reading and writing skills. Now, are you ready? Let's get started. We're going to work on our expressions today. A storyteller has to be very expressive. So let's get up. We're going to try an exercise that I call walk, freeze. You're going to move around your space. Come on. And when I say freeze, you're going to stop right where you are. Now let's move. Come on, everybody, just move. Freeze. Try it again. Just move. Freeze. Now this time when you move, I want you to use an expression of being happy. Think about what makes you happy. Oh, now let's start. Come on, you're moving like you're happy. Oh, everything is happy. Your hair is happy. Your elbows are happy. Your knees are happy. Oh, just think about all the happy times you've had and freeze and become a happy statue. Good. Now, let's try being sad. How do you look when you're sad? Come on, move as if you're sad. Your shoulders are sad. Your eyes are sad. Your nose is sad. Everything about you is sad. Now freeze and become a sad statue. Good. Now you're scared. How do you move when you're scared? Oh, your teeth are scared. Your fingers are scared. Your knees are scared. Oh, your shoulders are scared. Everything about you is scared. How do you look when you're scared? Freeze. And become a scared statue. Now you're brave and bold. Nothing scares you. You can take on the world. You're Superman or Superwoman. Come on, how do you move when you're brave and bold? Yes, that's it. Come on now. Freeze and become a brave statue. Now you're mean and evil. How does it mean an evil person move? Show me that you're mean and evil. Your ears are evil. Your nose and teeth are evil. Everything about you is evil. Freeze and become an evil statue. Now you're the friendliest person in town. Everybody loves you and you love everyone. How would you move to show me that you're friendly? Oh yes, think about what's friendly about you. Your hair is friendly. Your eyes are friendly. Yes, your tummy is friendly. How do you move when you're friendly? Freeze and become a friendly statue. Good, good. Now you can relax. Yes? You can practice some more expressions at home. Maybe try in front of the mirror, making different faces to see how it looks and how it feels. Now I want you to settle down and I will tell you a story now. And then we'll talk about the expressions and everything that I used in this story. Are you ready? Good. I want to tell you a story about a friend of mine. Her name is Boragita. Do you know Boragita? Oh, Boragita is a sweet, darling lamb. I mean, she really is a lamb. And she lives down on a farm in Mexico. Oh, and she loves to eat the clover that grows on the farm. But there's somebody who's always trying to eat Boragita. You know who that is? Ha ha! Yes, Senor Coyote. He comes down out of the mountains. He goes over to Boragita's farm and he says, Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Ah, yummy, 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 yummy. I've eaten more clover, then when I get fat, I will taste better. Well, he thought about it. It's not in. Very well, I will be back. And he left. And Boragita started to eat that clover. Now you help her, come on. She ate, and she ate, and she ate all day long. Weeks went by, and she got fat. And you know who noticed it? You're right, Senor Coyote. He came back down out of those mountains. He went over to Boragita's farm and he said, Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Ah, yummy, 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 yummy. Oh, Senor, please don't eat me. I really don't taste good. Why don't you eat cheese instead? Cheese? What is cheese? Where can I get cheese? Ah, Senor, cheese is very good. My master eats it all the time on his tacos. I will show you cheese. Meet me tonight, late tonight, over by the pond when the moon is high in the sky, and I will show you cheese. Well, he thought about it. It's not in. Very well, I will meet you. Well, late that night, Boragita went down to the pond. Senor Coyote was already there. He was very hungry. He said, where is the cheese? Ah, Senor, see, it is there in the pond. And she pointed to something round and yellow there in the middle of the water. She said, go for it, Senor Coyote. Well, he jumped in that water, and he swam, and he swam, and he swam, but he couldn't reach the cheese. Ah, he tried it again. He swam, and he swam, and he swam, but he couldn't reach it. Oh, she thought she'd help him. She yelled, try harder, Senor Coyote. Oh, come on now, you help him, come on. He swam, and he swam, and he swam, but he couldn't get it. He took a deep breath, and he went way down into the water. But he swallowed too much water, and he started choking. And he struggled, and he finally made it back to shore. But Boragita was gone. He knew something was wrong. There was no cheese in that water. You know what it was? You're right. It was the reflection of the moon. He was so angry, he let out a coyote yell. Can you do that? Come on. Oh! And he took off to find Boragita. Well, she knew she was in trouble, so she had to find a place to hide. She went up into the mountains, but Senor Coyote was following her tracks. She looked down. She saw him coming. Oh, what could she do? Where could she go? Where? She looked up, and there, sticking out from the top of the mountain, was a big rock, a big ledge, sticking out like this. She got down on her back, and she slid under that mountain ledge, and she put her arms and legs up, and she pretended to push up underneath that big rock. Senor Coyote came up into the mountains. He was very angry now. He went over to Boragita, and you know what he said? Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Boragita, I'm gonna eat you. Ah, yummy, 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 yummy. But Boragita was smart. Ha ha! Quick thinker. She said, Senor, you can't eat me now. Can't you see I'm busy? I'm trying to hold this mountain up. Look, it's gonna fall any minute. Well, the way that rock, that big ledge was sticking out from the mountain, it made it look like it was gonna fall. Oh, Boragita was so smart because Senor Coyote was worried. She knew she had him. She said, Senor, you are so strong. Why don't you hold the mountain up and I'll go and get help? Well, he knew he was strong, but he wanted to show off. So he flexed his muscles like this. He got down on his back and he slid under that mountain ledge just as Boragita slid out. And rock. Borgita yelled, "Push hard, Senor Coyote!" Now come on, you help him. Get your arms up there. Hold that mountain up. Push. I know it's heavy. Don't let it fall. Come on. Keep it up. Keep it up. Oh, Senor Coyote, he held that mountain up for hours and hours and hours and hours until his arms ached and they ached. And finally he said, "What is taking Borgita so long? I cannot hold this mountain any longer. I will have to let go." And he did. But nothing happened. Ooh, he knew he'd been tricked. He let out another coyote yell. Come on. Ow! And he took off to find Borgita. Well, she knew she was in trouble, but she ran out of places to hide. So she went back home, back to her farm, back to that field of clover, and one last time, oh, Senor Coyote came over to her. What did he say? Come on. "Borgita, I'm going to eat you." That's it. "Borgita, I'm going to eat you. Borgita, I'm going to eat you." Ah, yummy, 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 yummy. Oh, Senor, I know I've been bad, and I deserve to be eaten. But please, spare me the pain of the chewing and the biting. Just swallow me whole. "I cannot swallow you whole. My mouth is not that big. Besides, why should I do you any favors?" "Ah, Senor, your mouth is very big. You could swallow a bull. Open up and I will show you." Well, Senor Coyote opened his mouth really wide. Can you do that? Come on. And Borgita got ready to show him just how big it was. She lowered her head and she charged right smack, boom, into Senor Coyote's mouth, sent him flying into the air. He did triple somersaults. He qualified for the Olympics. And when he landed, oh, he let out a pitiful cry. Oh! And he took off with the biggest mouthache he'd ever had. And poor Senor Coyote, he didn't get to eat Borgita. And he never bothered her again. The end. Now, you tell me, what did you notice about my telling of the story? What kept you interested in the story? Did I use expressions? Did I use gestures? What about my voice? Could you hear me? Was I too loud or too low? Too fast? Too slow? Did I look at you? Well, I hope I did all of those things. That's what I want you to remember. When telling your stories, make sure you use eye contact. Look at everyone in your audience. If you only look here, the people over there will go to sleep or maybe start playing around. Make sure you use gestures. You don't have to move around and round and round. Make your movements deliberate and with motivation. And also, make sure that you use expression and don't talk in a monotone. Yes, your voice can be expressive and also your face and your body. Now, you don't have to act every movement out or every action out. Decide what you will do. Now, the more these sessions we have, you'll get the nick of it, and we'll practice more, and you can determine what you should add and what you should not add. Now, it's time for you to try something, okay? I want to have you tell a story using one expression. Now, we're going to make this story up, but it's a story about a familiar rhyme, Jack and Jill. Now, don't worry if you don't remember it. We'll go over it a little bit, but I don't want you to recite the rhyme. I want you to tell me what happened to Jack and Jill and put it in your words. But decide, will you tell it as if you're happy or sad, or scared, or friendly, or evil. You decide on what expression you want to use. Now, let's recite the rhyme together to give you an idea so you can refresh your memory. It goes like this. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. That's the rhyme. Now you're going to make it into a story. I'll give you an example. I'll tell my story as if it's sad. Oh, did you hear what happened to Jack and Jill? You see, their mom sent him up the hill to get some water. Oh my goodness, yes. And Jack, you know he was going so fast. He ran ahead of Jill with the bucket and he got the water and he was trying to bring it down the hill. Oh, but he tripped and he fell and he fell and he cracked his head. Now Jill had run up too, but she wasn't as fast and she tried to help him, but then he ran into her and she fell too. And that's an example of how I want you to create your story with that expression, whether it's happy, sad, scared, funny, maybe even evil. You try that at home and keep practicing until we join each other again with our next session. Thank you again for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.